when he and his apostles were journeying from city to city and from village to village, preaching and declaring the good news of the kingdom of God. Together with Joanna the wife of Herod's man in charge, Susanna, and other women, Mary Magdalene continued ministering to the needs of Jesus and his apostles out of her own belongings. Luke 8. 1-3. The most prominent notice of Mary Magdalene is in connection with the death and resurrection of Jesus. When Jesus, as the Lamb of God, was led to the slaughter, she was among the women who had accompanied Jesus from Galilee to minister to him and were viewing from a distance as Jesus hung on the torture stake. In her company were Jesus' mother Mary, Salome, and also the other Mary No. 4. Mount 27. 55, 56, 61. Mr. 15. 40. Joe 19. 25. After Jesus' burial, Mary Magdalene and other women went to prepare spices and perfumed oil before the Sabbath began at sundown. Then following the Sabbath, at the break of dawn, on the first day of the week, Mary and the other women brought the perfumed oil to the tomb. Mount 28. 1. Mr. 15. 47. 16. 1, 2. Luke 23. 55, 56. 24. 1. When Mary saw the tomb was open and apparently empty, she rushed off to tell the startling news to Peter and John, who ran to the tomb. Joe 20. 1-4. By the time Mary got back to the tomb, Peter and John had left, and it was now that she checked inside and was stunned at seeing two angels in white. Then she turned back and saw Jesus standing. Thinking him to be the gardener, she asked where the body was, that she might care for it. When he replied Mary, his identity was immediately revealed to her and she impulsively embraced him, exclaiming, Rab middle.boni. But there was no time now for expressions of earthly affection. Jesus would be with them only a short time. Mary must hasten to inform the other disciples of his resurrection and that Jesus was ascending, as he said, to my Father and your Father and to my God and your God. Joe 20. 11-18. 4. The other Mary. She was the wife of Clopas Aphius C. Clopas and the mother of James the Less and Joses. Mount 27. 56, 61. Joe 19. 25. Tradition, though without any scriptural support, says that Clopas and Joseph, the adoptive father of Jesus, were brothers. If true, that would make this Mary Jesus' aunt, and her sons his cousins. Mary was not only among the women who had accompanied Jesus from Galilee to minister to him but was also one who witnessed his impalement. Mount 27. 55. Mr. 15. 40, 41. Together with Mary Magdalene, she lingered outside his tomb that bitter afternoon, Nisan 14. Mount 27. 61. On the third day, the two of them and others came to the tomb with spices and perfumed oil for the purpose of rubbing the body of Jesus and, to their alarm, found the tomb open. An angel explained that Christ had risen from the dead, hence he commanded, Go, tell his disciples. Mount 28. 1-7. Mr. 16. 1-7. Luke 24. 1-10. While they were on their way, the resurrected Jesus appeared to this Mary and the others. Mount 28. 8, 9. 5. Mary the mother of John Mark. She was also the aunt of Barnabas. Act 12. O textoi acute miritra longo, Mashal 350. Mesopotamia mentioned by Greek geographer Strabo. Geography, 16, I, 23. Others associate Mash with a part of the Syro-Arabian desert called the country of Mash in Assyrian annals and described as the desert where parching thirst is at home, where there are not even birds in the sky and wherein neither wild donkeys nor gazelles pasture. Archaeology in the Old Testament, by M. F. Unger, 1964, p. 98. Ancient Near Eastern Texts, edited by J. B. Pritchard, 1974, p. 299. Mashal, a city of Ashur assigned to the Gershonites. Apparently an alternate name for Mishal. Joes 21. 27, 30. 1 ch. 6. 71, 74. Its exact location is unknown. Maskil. This word appears in the superscription of 13 Psalms 32, 42, 44, 45, 52, 53, 54, 55, 74, 78, 88, 89, 142 and possibly means contemplative poem. However, because the meaning of the Hebrew word is not certain, it is left untranslated in many versions. A clue to its sense may be indicated in the fact that a word of similar form is elsewhere translated acting prudently, acting with discretion, acting with consideration, having insight, and so forth. 1 Ch 18. 14, 15. 2 Ch 30. 22. PS 41. 1. 53. 2. Mason. A craftsman who builds with brick or stone. 2 Chi 12. 12. 22. 6. The stonemason of ancient times hewed and sawed stones and then used them to construct walls in various kinds of buildings. 2 Sa 5. 11. 1 Chi 7. 9-12. 1 Ch 22. 2. 2 Ch 24. 12 other constructions included burial places. Issa 22. 16 and water tunnels. 2 Chi 20. 20. Among the tools used by masons were the hammer, the axe, the stone saw, the leveling instrument, the measuring line, and the plummet. 1 Chi 6. 7. 7. 9. Issa 28. 17. Zek 4. 10 as shown on monuments. Implements used by Egyptian masons included the mallet and chisel, doubtless also employed by Israelite stonemasons. During construction in Egypt, stones were measured and marked with dark lines, which served as guides for the stone cutters, and each stone's position in the building was designated by a mark or number placed on it. Ancient masons were able to dress stones so well that it was not necessary to use mortar. To this day it is impossible to insert a knife blade between the massive stones of certain structural remains in Palestine dating from the Herodian period. See architecture. Masrika Rika. Apparently the home of Samlah, an Edomite king. GE 36. 31, 36. 1 Ch 1. 43, 47. The name Masrika may be preserved in the mountain that the Arabs call Jebel el-Mashraq, located about 50 kilometers 30 miles of Maram. Eusebius placed Masrika farther and, nearer the Dead Sea. Massa, a descendant of Abraham through Ishmael. GE 25. 12-14. 1 Ch 1. 29, 30. Massa's offspring probably settled somewhere in Arabia. In the Annals of Tiglath-Pileser III, Massa, biblical Massa, is mentioned along with Tema and other locations in Arabia. Ancient Near Eastern Texts, edited by J. Pritchard, 1974, p. 283. Massa has been linked with the Middle-Noi located by Greek geographer Ptolemy 2nd century CE as any of Duma, the Dumat al-Gandal area in Arabia. The Hebrew word Mas-Sa is also found at Proverbs 30. 1 with the definite article ha and at Proverbs 31. 1 without an article. This has given rise to the renderings Agur son of Jacob, of Massa and Lemuel king of Massa. Compare at J.B. O. R.S. or their alternate readings. However, Agur and Lemuel evidently were Israelites, and therefore, Mas-Sa is appropriately translated oracle as declaration ig, and weighty message NW. Compare PR 30. 5, 9. 31. 30 with PS 12. 6. Row 3. 1, 2. Massa testing. Trial. One of the names for the place near Rephidim where the Israelites received a miraculous supply of water. As instructed by Jehovah, Moses and some of the older men of Israel went to the rock in Horeb. There Moses struck the rock. The water that then began to issue forth flowed as a river there in the Otextoi acute Miritra Longo. Matani 351 of the psalmist's words from the Greek Septuagint found at Hebrews chapter 3. Do not harden your hearts as on the occasion of causing bitter anger Meribah, as in the day of making the test Massah in the wilderness, in which your forefathers made a test of me with a trial, and yet they had seen my works for 40 years literally, and they saw my works 40 years. Heb 3. 8, 9 both Psalm 95. 8 and Hebrews 3. The 8th of May also includes Israel's later murmuring for water at the Meribah in the Kadesh area. New 20. 1-13. Massive tree. See big tree, massive tree. Matrad martyred from a root that means drive one away. Mother of Mehetabel, the wife of Edomite king Hadad. GE 36. 31, 39. 1 ch 1. 50 at Genesis 36. 39 The Syriac Peshitta and the Greek Septuagint present Matred as the son of Mezahab, but according to the Masoretic text, Matred was Mezahab's daughter. Matrites of belonging to Mataraim thus born in the rainy season. A Benjamite family of which King Saul of Israel was a member. 1 10. 21 The King James Version uses the name Matri. However, the Hebrew word mat-middle.re here is accompanied by the definite article. Thus the New World Translation appropriately reads the Matrites, as do other modern translations. As Mat. Rs. Matan gift. 1. A priest of Baal who was killed before the altars at the house of that false god. This occurred when the people, led by Jehoiada the priest of Jehovah, pulled down the house of Baal and destroyed his altars as well as his images. At that time the usurper Athaliah was put to death, and Jehoash was installed as Judah's king. 2 K 11. 16-21. 2 Ch 23. 17. 2. The father of Jeremiah's persecutor Shephatiah. J 38. 1, 4-6. Matana middle. Gift. One of Israel's encampments between the Arnon Torrent Valley and the territory of Sihon the Amorite. New 21. 13-21 But El Medina, about 15 kilometers 9.5 mi of Dibon is tentatively identified with the ancient site. Matanu middle.nir Gift of Jehovah. 1. A Levite, a son of Heman. He was selected by Lot to head the ninth service group of Levitical musicians as arranged by David. 1 Ch 25. 1, 4, 8, 9, 16. 2. A Levite of the sons of Asaph and an ancestor of Jahaziel. 2 Ch 20. 14 He may be the Matanu mentioned in 1 Chronicles 9. 15 and Nehemiah 13. 13. It may be another Matania or the representative of that house that is mentioned in Nehemiah 12. 8. Compare Nehemiah 11. 17, 22. 12. 25. 3. A Levite descendant of Asaph who assisted in cleansing the house of Jehovah in King Hezekiah's time. 2 Ch 29. 12-16. 4. A son of King Josiah and the uncle of King Joachim. He was put on the throne of Judah by Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, who changed his name to Zedekiah. 2 Chi 24. 15-17. See Zedekiah no. 4. 5. An Israelite among the sons of Elam who sent away foreign wives. As 10. 25, 26, 44. 6. An Israelite among the sons of Zatu who sent away foreign wives. As 10. 25, 27, 44. 7. An Israelite among the sons of Pahath Moab who sent away foreign wives. As 10. 25, 30, 44. 8. An Israelite among the sons of Bani who sent away foreign wives. As 10. 25, 34, 37, 44. Matatha Matar middle. The probably a shortened form of the Heb. Matithia, meaning gift of Jehovah. A man of the tribe of Judah who was a son of Nathan and grandson of David. He was an ancestor of Jesus, according to Christ's maternal genealogy recorded by Luke. Luke 3. 23, 31. Mattathias mat middle dot r middle dot thias from the Heb. Mattithia, meaning gift of Jehovah. 1. The Greek name applied in the Septuagint to the Karaitelite Mattithia, Shalom's firstborn. 1 ch 9. 31. See Mattithia no. 2. 2. Greek form used in the Septuagint for Mattithia, one of the sons of Jeduthun. 1 ch 25. 3. See Mattithia number 1. 3. A man of the tribe of Judah who is called the son of Amos in the maternal genealogy of Jesus. Luke 3. 23. O textoi acute miritra longo. Mathan 352, 2. An Israelite of the sons of Bani who sent away their foreign wives in Ezra's day. Ez 10. 25, 34, 37, 44. 3. A priest in the days of Joachim who was the head of the paternal house of Jorib. Ne 12. 12, 19. Mathan. An ancestor of Joseph, the adoptive father of Jesus Christ. Mathan may have been Joseph's grandfather. Mount 1. 15, 16. Mathat probably a shortened form of the Heb. Mattithia, meaning gift of Jehovah. 1. A distant ancestor of Jesus Christ through Mary. He is called the son of Levi and was one of the persons listed in the period between Zerubbabel and David. Luke 3. 29. 2. A closer ancestor of Jesus through Mary. Her father Heli is referred to as the son of this Mathat, who was probably Mary's grandfather. Luke 3. 23, 24. Matthew probably a shortened form of the Heb. Mattithia, meaning gift of Jehovah. A Jew, otherwise known as Levi, who became an apostle of Jesus Christ and the writer of the gospel bearing his name. He was the son of a certain Alphaeus and was a tax collector before becoming one of Jesus' disciples. Mount 10. 3. Mr. 2. 14. See tax collector. The scriptures do not reveal whether Levi also had the name Matthew before becoming a disciple of Jesus, received it at that time, or was given that name by Jesus when he was appointed as an apostle. It appears that early in his Galilean ministry 30 or early 31 CE Jesus Christ called Matthew from the tax office in or near Capernaum. Mount 9. 1, 9. Mr. 2. 1, 13, 14 Leaving everything behind, Matthew rose up and went following Jesus. 5. 27, 28 Perhaps to celebrate the receiving of his call to follow Christ, Matthew spread a big reception feast, attended by Jesus and his disciples as well as many tax collectors and sinners. This disturbed the Pharisees and the scribes, causing them to murmur about Christ's eating and drinking with tax collectors and sinners. 5. 29, 30. Mount 9. 10, 11. Mr. 2. 15, 16. Later, after the Passover of 31 CE Jesus selected the 12 apostles, and Matthew was one of them. Mr. 3. 13-19. Luke 6. 12-16 Though the Bible makes various references to the apostles as a group, it does not mention Matthew by name again until after Christ's ascension to heaven. Matthew saw the resurrected Jesus Christ 1 Cor 15. 3-6, received parting instructions from him, and saw him ascend to heaven. After this he and the other apostles returned to Jerusalem. The apostles were staying in an upper chamber there, and Matthew was specifically named as being among them, so he must have been one of the some 120 disciples who received the Holy Spirit on the day of Pentecost 33 CE Act 1. 4-15. 2. 1-4. Matthew, Good News according to the inspired account of the life of Jesus Christ written, doubtless in Palestine, by the one-time tax collector Matthew, or Levi. It is the first book in the Christian Greek scriptures and has since ancient times been viewed as the first gospel written. Matthew's account commences with the human ancestry of Jesus, followed by his birth, and concludes with Christ's post-resurrection commissioning of his followers to go and make disciples of people of all the nations. Mount 28. 19, 20 Hence, It covers the time between Jesus' birth in 2 BCE and his meeting with his disciples just before his ascension in 33 CE time of writing. Subscriptions, appearing at the end of Matthew's Gospel in numerous manuscripts all being later than the 10th century CE, say that the account was written about the 8th year after Christ's ascension c. 41 CE. This would not be at variance with internal evidence. The fact that no reference is made to the fulfillment of Jesus' prophecy respecting Jerusalem's destruction would point to a time of composition prior to 70 CE. Mount 5. 35. 24. 16 and the expression to this very day 27. 8. 28. 15 indicates a lapse of some time between the events considered in the time of O textoi acute mirita longo. Matthew, Good News according to 353 the library at Caesarea, which the martyr Pamphilus so diligently collected. Translation from the Latin text edited by E. C. Richardson and published in the series Text und Untersuchungen zur Geschichte der altchristlichen Literature, Leipzig, 1896, Volume 14, pages 8, 9. It has been suggested that Matthew, after compiling his account in Hebrew, may have personally translated it into Koine, the common Greek. Information unique to Matthew's Gospel. An examination of Matthew's account shows that more than 40% of the material contained therein is not found in the other three Gospels. Unique is Matthew's genealogy of Jesus. Mount 1-16, which takes an approach different from that set out by Luke 3. 23-38. A comparison of the two indicates that Matthew gave the legal genealogy through Jesus' adoptive father Joseph, while Luke apparently gave Jesus' natural genealogy. Other incidents mentioned only in Matthew's account are Joseph's reaction to Mary's pregnancy, the appearance of an angel to Joseph in a dream. Mount 18-25, the visit of the astrologers, the flight to Egypt, the slaughter of the young. The Apostle Matthew's account of Jesus' life. Written primarily with the Jews in mind, this gospel demonstrates that Jesus is the foretold Messianic King. The first gospel written, it was likely composed initially in Hebrew about 8 years after the death and resurrection of Christ. Details of Jesus' life fulfill Messianic prophecies. Jesus is born of a virgin, an offspring of Abraham in David's line, at Bethlehem. 1-23. 2. 1-6 Baby boy is slaughtered. He is called out of Egypt. 2. 14-18 He grows up in Nazareth. John the Baptizer prepares the way for him. 2. 23. 3. He proves to be a light in Galilee. 4. 13-16 He performs many miraculous healings. 8. 16-17 He gladly helps the lowly ones. 12. 10-21 He teaches, using illustrations. The hearts of many people are unreceptive. 13. 10-15, 34, 35 Jesus rides into Jerusalem on the colt of an ass. He is hailed as the son of David by the crowds, but rejected by Jewish builders. 21. 1-11, 15, 42 Judas betrays him for 30 silver pieces, which money is later used to buy a potter's field. 26. 14, 15, 48, 49. 27. 3-10 His disciples are scattered. 26. 31 Jesus is in the tomb for parts of 3 days. 12. 39, 40 Jesus proclaims the good news of God's kingdom. After John's arrest, Jesus proclaims, "The kingdom of the heavens has drawn near." 4. 12-23 He visits all the cities and villages of Galilee to preach the good news of the kingdom. 9. 35 He instructs his 12 disciples and sends them out to preach about the kingdom. 10.